Not named by JMA, but has been named by Pagasa, is Dante, that is approaching Okinawa and the southern Japanese islands. Now, hear me out here. I know if you're looking at the forecast track or some of the model outlooks like shown above me here, and this is one of those times where spaghetti plots don't really show the whole story because most of the guidance shows a low-level center passing towards the south of Okinawa, as you can see right here, actually over towards Miyakojima, Ishigaki, but the right side of this big fat monsoonal gyre type setup is going to move right over Okinawa and, yes, the southern Japanese islands. And through your day here on Wednesday over towards Thursday, you're really going to be seeing an increase in rainfall with consistent, probably tropical storm-esque winds along the eastern seaboards of Okinawa and the southern Japanese islands. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. I've been tracking storms out here for many, many years, well over a decade and a half actually, in the Western Pacific. And today we're talking about our area here, which is, for all intents and purposes, yes, it's a tropical depression, likely going to become a tropical storm, but it is a monsoonal gyre. And if you're new to the Western Pacific, you're probably curious, what is monsoonal gyre? Sounds like you just made something up here. Basically, when we get these type of monsoonal gyre setups, the low-level center of the storm is, or excuse me, the bulk of the convection of the storm is typically away from the low-level center. That's what I meant to say there. So as you can see here, our cone of air stretches down towards Miyako and Ishigaki-jima. But we have seen in the past, and it's actually something I've witnessed a few times over the past like 15, 16 years, is the right front quadrant of this storm. The convection wraps around, and even as this pulls away, you continue to see that inflow push in from the south. And let's look at this here. This is windy. Looking ahead through Wednesday night, see how the winds pick up from the south and east. And let's actually overlay the rainfall. The winds pick up Wednesday night throughout the day here on Thursday, and watch those areas in the yellows and reds. Now see how the center passes out towards Miyakojima, towards the south of Okinawa. Let's look ahead through Friday. Now it's over towards the south and west, but you still have that onshore flow up and down the eastern seaboard. So the west coast is going to fare better than the east coast. That's for sure. And I know that's a matter of miles, but it's just the case when you ever have the winds, especially coming in like this over this area. I mean, the whole island's going to get heavy rainfall, that's for sure. But I think the east coast waves are going to be a lot higher. The heavy rainfall, obviously, but also those coastal breezes are going to be a bit higher there as well, which are probably going to be seeing tropical storm strength conditions. Not only there, but even out towards Minami Daito, that's these small islands well towards the east. About 5,000 people live on them. Not a lot. They get hit by storms all of the time. But the point is, going back to our fantastic graphics from Metro Weather's Weatherscape, is that a lot of people are looking at the cone of air, that center line. And I want to stress again, in a monsoonal gyre type of setup, see this Thursday 1 o'clock, even if the center line is towards the south, the cone of air never tells the entire story. And this is a good lesson to learn for every tropical system in every basin. It's that right side of the storm, the dirty side, but also this monsoonal gyre is going to really pump in that river of moisture. So expect some pretty messy weather despite the eye not impacting Okinawa. You see here, this is indicating 200 millimeters in spots out there off towards the east. And the same setup, by the way, for our Americans in Palau. They're getting impacted too by the same monsoonal gyre, and then of course stretching back towards the Philippines. Here's a look at where the waves are going to be. Big old 2 to 3 meters just towards the south of the island, kind of kicking in. Good news, places on the west coast like American Town, all those spots there, at least the waves aren't too big. I know a lot of people like to go out and watch the waves in those spots, and hopefully we don't get anybody washed out or something like that. That's always a fear when these type of storms, when people don't realize the power of the water, rip currents and all that. That's when people can kind of get into trouble with it, because it's not a full-on typhoon, so you're not getting screamed at saying stay inside, T-Core, yeah. But you like that my impression of just the military in general. You're not getting that screamed in your face with this one, but it is still going to be dangerous at times, especially along our coastal areas along the East Coast. So I want to make sure everybody's just being smart, staying safe out there, and we're going to continue to see that heavy rainfall Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday and Sunday will definitely back off a bit, but Thursdays for sure kind of the messier time here in our outlook. So there's a look at that forecast for Wednesdays. Heaviest down towards the south and east. Other parts of Japan staying relatively dry. All right, if you have any questions or anything like that, I would love to hear from you. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It really, really does help. Come on, please. And yeah, stay safe out there. That's the #1 thing.